apologize for those idiots walking out front. And I don't see how in the world you have any disrespect for you. I'm 74 years old, and I remember the First World War and all the wars in the world. And I feel like today I have been genuine human, and I appreciate that. One question that I do want to ask: I know the spin is concerning Iran, that if they acquire nuclear weapons, we're going to get people to talk to them, and we're going to put sanctions, and we're going to do this, and we're going to do that. What I want to know is, if they acquire nuclear weapons, will you, as President of the United States, take them out?
Thank you. Thank you for your kind words. And by the way, it's a free country. It's a wonderful country. Good. I'd like to put it in terms that I think are clearly understandable. We have many actions to take. Diplomatic, the sanctions, the economic, the trade, many other steps to take. But at the end of the day, I agree with the President of the United States. We cannot allow Iran to have nuclear weapons, and we will do whatever is necessary. Thank you very much.
Senator McCain, I would like to say just make a comment. We felt your pain when you came home from captivity. We love you, and we love you. And we're going to fight so hard for you, this whole group. We need you as our President of the United States to help us and to guide us and to make changes that are so deteriorating our young kids. You have the compassion, the love, and we love you, and I will be on the streets carrying your signs and whatever you need, but we want you as our President, and you're going to get there.
If you're not busy, we'd like to take you with us. Thank you very much. Thank you for your kind words, and I really am touched by it. And again, I want to come back to this great state just for a second. This state has produced some of America's greatest heroes. In fact, Lindsey Graham, in my view, is one of those. I do want to point out, my friends, these young men and women today in Iraq and Afghanistan are fighting under more difficult conditions than in any war we fought in history. And obviously, we praise them and we honor them. Let's not also forget that we've had some problems with the treatment of our veterans. George Washington once said in 1789 that our ability to attract the highest quality people in our military will be directly related to how we treat those who have served in previous conflicts. The Dole, Donna Shalala Commission yesterday or the day before reported out with some recommendations. We should implement those recommendations immediately. One of them is we're going to have to expand our treatment of PTSD. We have been able to save so many lives. It's been great. Our medical care, we are able to save more wounded than any time in any war in history. The kind of conditions that these young people are fighting in does lead to a greater incidence of PTSD, and we're going to have to make sure we take care of that. And the other thing we need to work with our veterans organizations on is this disability issue that with the military you get one level of disability, and the VA you get another level of disability, and a lot of you, that sounds like just pure bureaucrat kind of problem. It's not. It's a very serious problem with our veterans. We need to act legislatively as quickly as possible. So we give them
Senator, I appreciate everything you do for our veterans, but my concern is that when they do revamp the system, that I hear they're talking about, is it going to hinder the people that, like us, that's already on disability? They're going to put us back in bad shelf again and not concern themselves with us. And these veterans coming back today, they're in bad shape. I've talked to several. I'm glad that they finally recognize PTSD as a serious illness. Just doing everything I can do just to stay in here. But please, the senators, representatives, they need to understand the system. I don't believe y'all understand how the system works. This is the worst time that I have seen since I've been in the system. There's backlogs, six months to a year. What's going to happen when it's through them?
Well, we have to fix it, and I would obviously hope that you would have a chance to look at the recommendations of the commission headed by Bob Dole, who you know is one of our enduring heroes, who bravely wounded in World War II and had a very tough time afterwards in the hospital. So I would be glad, I would hope that you would look at these recommendations, and those that you agree with or need to be made better, you would contact me or Lindsay or any of the two of us, and we'll try to see to make sure that you're the generation we have to take care of if we want future generations to serve in the military. Obviously, my friends, I'd like to end up by just telling you one more story that happened to me recently, and then I'd like to just shake hands and thank you for being here, unless there's one, if someone has an urgent question. Yes, urgent question.
I'd like to thank you for engaging in this discussion, and I'd like to know what your number one domestic priority is.
The number one domestic priority is to restore confidence in the presidency and the Congress of the United States, the federal government. There is no confidence. Neither trust nor confidence in the Congress or the presidency, and that is something that has got to be fixed. I don't know if you saw recently, but there was a poll that showed the approval rating of Congress was at an all-time low. I think it was 14%. Yeah. You get down that low, you get down to blood relatives and paid staffers. Get any lower. And yet, I guarantee you, we will vote ourselves a pay raise this year. I guarantee you that we will do that. My friends, one of the reasons, wasteful spending, fix Social Security, fix Medicare, do the hard things. You will not receive the same benefits when you retire that present-day retirees have. Is that the way America is supposed to work? Are we supposed to hand that problem of a broken Social Security system on to the next generation of Americans? No. I'll fix it. I'll do the hard things. And if Congress doesn't want to do it, then let me do it as President of the United States. That's what I do. Medicare is the same way. But let me just also go back 1 second to this issue of, and I shouldn't bring it up, but I have to. Why did immigration reform fail? It failed because Americans did not believe we were serious about securing our borders. Because in 1986 we passed a law that gave amnesty and said we'd secure our borders. Our borders are not secure. My friends, I come from Arizona. I can tell you that. I can tell you that for sure. And so, as President of the United States, I want to secure the borders, and then we will go on to the other things. That's the lesson. Secure our borders. And that's what Lindsay and I are committed to. Let me just end up with a very brief story. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your